Welcome back. It's Tailgate Thursday, and we've got ESPN Radio Zach Arns with us today to break down the big game as the Razorbacks take on the Texas Longhorns. We're also going to hear his early thoughts on what to expect from Razorback basketball this season. Let's dive in. Thanks for joining us, Zach.
Thanks for having me. I appreciate it.
Yeah, of course.
Yes.
We love having you on.
All right, because you know I'm a sports expert.
Right.
All right, so I've been crunching the facts. All right, and I want to see if we match up. So what's going to determine a Razorback victory over Texas this game?
Wow, there's a lot of different things that go into this. Look, Texas is the number 3 team in the country. They're coming in, they're cruising. You're hoping maybe they're kind of overlooking you. Then the college football playoff was last week. The rankings came out on Tuesday. And you're hoping that they sort of overlook you. And Arkansas is going to have to play with max emotion. They're going to have to play their best game. And that may not be good enough, but it at least gets you in the ballgame. Arkansas has had this thing where they go up and down when they play at home. I think Sam's 15-13 throughout his career at Razorback Stadium. So they're going to have to play their best game and then hope to stay in the game. And Texas will have to help them along a little bit. But they've got a chance. That crowd on Saturday is going to be absolutely electric.
It's always nuts there for this game specifically.
Yeah. Oh, man. So, okay, question. Arkansas's offense, Texas's defense. How does that stack up?
Tailgate Green's going to have his best game. No question about it. He's going to have to play better than he did against Tennessee, and he was pretty good in that game. Taylor's going to have to be on the money, no high throws, no turnovers, and he's going to have to be elusive. The off-script plays where the pocket breaks down and he takes off, he's going to have to convert, keep the chains moving, and they're going to have to score when they get in the red zone. That's been another issue. Yeah. They're dead last in the conference in scoring in the red zone, so they're going to have to, when they get inside the 20, it's 7s, not 3s.
Yeah, I love that.
What strategies do you think that the Razorbacks need to focus on in this game?
Run the football. Get back to what you do. Get back to your DNA. Here you've got an offensive line coach as your head coach. You have to run the football. And you have to control the football because Texas can put up points in bunches. You don't want to see this thing, it's 7-0 in the middle of the second quarter and then all of a sudden it's 28-0. You got to control the football. Don't turn it over. And your defense is going to have to play really, really well. For them, it's the exact opposite, 3s, not 7s.
Okay, yeah. You got to hold them to those 3s, right? Mm-hmm. All right, switching gears a little bit to something everybody's excited about. Let's talk about a little basketball, a little round ball right now. So what are your early thoughts on the Razorback season?
Somebody hit a 3-pointer, please.
Isn't it the truth?
This team's it's a work in progress.
Yeah.
They're going to lean on their defense early on. The offense will come along in time. These guys haven't played together in competitive games, and they're going to go away for a month. They have 3 home games in December. They're going to be on national TV. It's a different attitude over there. It's more of a national rather than a regional, and that's all comes with John Calipari. He focuses on the big picture, not necessarily the local picture.
Certainly, yeah. And you talked about it, and last night it was Big Z that came through with like 6 3-pointers.
Yeah, he was 6 for 7. He was 6 for 16 last year.
Right, I know, it's crazy, but everybody else kind of struggled from the 3-point line.
I think that's going to be one of those ongoing things. This isn't a great outside shooting team. You're going to have to work to get guys open looks. The one thing that they have that other teams don't have is they have just athletes at every position.
Right.
And it's a different looking team where Eric Musselman's teams were kind of a grind at times. This team likes to get out on the wings, run, jump, do all the things that we like to see. It's going to be a fun team to watch. It's just going to take some time.
Sure. Yeah, that makes sense. Any players that you think, standout players, we should keep our eye on?
Boogie Fland is one of the best players in the country. I don't think that's a question. Billy Richmond's another one. I really like his game. He doesn't get all the headlines, but if you got a name like Boogie, you better live up to it. And he's certainly going to be an NBA player next season, and he's certainly a guy to keep an eye on.
Well, you brought up a good point there. How many of these players do you think might potentially stick around for a second season at Arkansas? I know it's too early to predict that, but a lot of them are going to go. Right?
Yeah, and that's the way John Calipari likes his teams, is he likes his teams, the one and done, maybe 2 years in and then head for the NBA. I think you'll see 5 or 6 guys back next year with a great incoming freshman class. It's going to be really, really interesting to see how many of these guys stick around, but Boogie, he's gone.
Okay. The final question, maybe. When do you think, after watching John Calipari for so many years, which we all have, when do his teams start to gel? When are we going to see that?
January 15th is usually, you're looking right around mid-January. He experiments a lot in the non-con. That'll run through the end of December. And then you start to see what he's thinking early January. And you don't want to peak in November or December.
Sure.
You want to be at your best in late February and March. And they'll start that slow build in late January.
Yeah, that's great. Well, Zach, thanks for joining us.
Absolutely.
As always,
Appreciate
so
you
much
having me.
insight. We appreciate you every time you come for these Tailgate Thursdays. Mm-hmm.